Hello. I see you there. I see you.
It's Miss Tiffany.
We're here. Just getting this all situated. Welcome. I'm Tiffany, your host of the Sew Sunday. Because we sew every Sunday, and somebody's got to host it, and that's me. Oh, wait. See, I knew there was one last minute thing. You know,
Yes, you forgot.
I forgot my ears. We got to put my ears on. They will only last a little bit, though, because I don't like headbands. They drive my skull crazy. There's probably some of you out there that are like, yeah, exactly. I mean, when I was young, like a teenager, I wore those ones that like this, but you just slide your hair back and have little teeth on them, Or I'd wear the little, like, you take the two teeth, two sides, and you put your hair up into it, and then you clip it. Remember those 80s hairdos? Well, I used to wear those things, but as an adult, I can't. I don't know what it is, and I can barely wear the clips that I wear in my hair because maybe it's the teeth on them. I don't know, but the point, these ones have points on the edge, and they really hit my head. Anyways, let's see who's here real quick. We got John, Peggy, Kim, Martha, Lois. You guys have been in here for a while. Leanne, Norma, Claudia, Catherine, Vicky, Tony, Karen, Linda, Judy, Jacqueline, and it's just going. Hi, everybody. Welcome. And today I'm going to continue what I started last Sunday, and that is The Joy of Winter by Shabby Fabrics. And I was told in the comment section, somebody went on to Shabby Fabrics and found that they still sell this. So if you want to do this for next winter, go ahead and get yourself one now. It's not sponsored and I have no links for it, but if you go to Shabby Fabrics and type in The Joy of Winter, this will come up. And this, I don't know if it's a whole kit that you can buy, but they have it. So just thought I'd let you guys know that I found that information. So I said I'd sew most of it off camera, which I did, purpose being that I knew it would take too long, and Christmas is here, and I wanted to get this done, even though it's a winter thing, so it doesn't really matter because it's winter time, but it has snowmen on it, and snowmen make me think of Christmas, going out on Christmas, playing in the snow, building a snowman, because of White Christmas. Anyway, that's what they make me think of, because I would never go into the snow.
Yes, who else wants to say Merry Christmas?
Somebody wants to come and say Merry Christmas.
And Happy Holidays to all y'all.
And Happy Holidays, and whatever else cats can pretend to say, because... Oh, okay, well, you can just hold him then. Say hi, everybody. Say happy holidays. Say Santa is coming, and he's bringing me probably a little toy to chew on. Is that right? Yes, he's going to get a little toy.
Treats anymore.
No treats. He can't have treats, so he gets toys, catnip toys that he goes crazy for like, I don't know, 3 days maybe, and then he gives up. Then they're all scattered through the house. He has so many toys. Anyways.
He plays with them here and there once in a blue moon.
So what I'm going to do, we are going to have a giveaway that is going to run the length of today's video. We are giving away, can you toss me one of those, please?
It's not going to run the whole length. It's only
well,
an hour and a half.
It's going to run an hour and a half of today's video.
We're going to start it at like 5:15.
We'll start it in a minute, but I want to show you what we're going to give away. I will just sort of hang it up. I purposely did these on Thursday's, what's the word for it? Breakfast at Tiffany's. And we are going to give 2 Santa quilts. If you watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, you know the other one has a black with a snowflake all around it, and then this one has this. So we're going to give away 2 quilts. I only had plans for 1, but then I made these on Thursday, and I was like, let's do 2. So 2 quilts, and then 1, 2, 2 sets of 4 bowl cozies, so that's 4 winners so far, and then the 5th winner will get 2 bowl cozies and a large chunk of Christmas fabric that I don't want because I don't do Christmas fabric, and I'm trying to like push it out of here so you can have it. Whoever wins it. So that will be starting in just a little bit. So let me get sewing and then skirt. I was gonna call you skirt.
Scart's gonna do it.
Scott's gonna start the giveaway. And if anytime I make funny faces or you hear any gurgling sounds, I have a stomach ache and I'm gonna work through it. I made Canadian bacon and eggs with cheese on top for dinner. And I don't do leftovers, but I made ham the other day and it was so delicious. Like, I usually don't cook, but I made ham. It was absolutely fantastic. And then I had it the second day, but leftovers after 2 days in my body don't go together. So I'm like, my stomach is making so much noise and it hurts. But I can work through a stomach ache. Stomach aches are, Anyways, I'm not even going to put this on the wall. I'm pretty sure I remember how I laid all the pieces down, so I'm just going to sew them together. And then I'll show you each section as I sew it, and then we'll put it on the wall after, I pull that down, because I put it up anyway, so you guys can see what today's giveaway will hold. Let's make sure. Okay, good. Got to make sure I have the stitch length. I was binding something before coming on live today. Oh, I need an iron.
Plug this one?
Yep, plug that one in. So I'm just going to sew my row, finger press, and then iron. If you guys remember what I was doing last week, they're applique blocks. They're not even applique. I figured I'd just do that part on the long arm because I can. I have a long arm, might as well use it. All right, everything's going to press towards the lovely sashing on here. I stacked everything, so it should still all be in nice order, hopefully. I will get up an iron as this row gets completed.
Oh, you don't need an iron?
No, I shall do it because it's got applique on it and I don't want it to fall off. If you heat, here's a tip. If you heat your applique pieces that are put on with the applique glue paper stuff, I don't know the word, but somebody out there will type it. If you put your applique onto your stuff and you iron it way too many times and then you take it back and iron it some more, if it's not stitched down, you take the chances of your applique just falling right off. It just reheats itself back up and then it can come off. So just know that if you do applique, no sense in sitting at the iron 500 times because it will get ruined. And I know this from experience. Because when I first started quilting, I appliqued a lot of stuff. I thought it was really awesome, and they kept falling off, and I was always wondering why. It's because I constantly kept pressing everything over and over and over, and it just, it ruined my projects. Eventually, I learned to applique on the machine first, then start piecing everything together, but in the case of this quilt, I am going to applique it on the long arm so that you can see the bird and the stars and everything on the backing fabric, which I think will look super duper awesome. Interfacing, that's the word. Thank you. I saw it just there in the corner of my eye on the screen. Oh, I probably should have put this on the bottom. That piece is just a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, so I want the machine feed dogs to suck it in. So I'm gonna give it a tug from the bottom. I think there's only 2 pieces that came out bigger than they're supposed to, and that's the mittens. If you remember, I was piecing all those tiny little like, seriously, this pattern, if you guys didn't know, is definitely for people who like small stuff, not for people who like big stuff.
What, do we have any mittens coming up? We'll show them when it comes up.
I just did the mittens right now. Oop, I made a pleat. That's not my fault. Must rip pleat out.
What does your shirt say? I'm not even sure.
My shirt is hard to read because my tatas, you know, it says like I like to party, and by party I mean stay at home in my PJs and quilt. It's kind of a small shirt, so it doesn't sit right on me, so it's makes it hard to read them, and they bunch up, and as soon as I start moving around. I gotta get rid of this pleat though. I don't like pleats. They bother me. Are you kidding me? Pleat anyway, no matter what I do. Well, let's see. Just stick that under there and fix this better. Oh my goodness, come on. I cannot seam rip all of a sudden. Get in the slit right
A lot of people were saying they enjoyed your long arm video.
I'm glad that you guys liked my long arm video. I get questions all the time. What's a long arm? I'm always talking about it, you know, what is a long arm? What does it do? You know, so I figured for beginners who don't know, because you just started quilting, you found my YouTube channel and don't know because I don't really go out there much and live stream, that people wanted to know what a long arm was. So I tell ya and show ya. You know, seam ripper struggles today. Right off the bat.
Show them the camera over there so they can see what you're doing.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. You don't want them to see the seam ripping.
I'm done seam ripping now. I just need to get this to work in. So what I'm going to do is pin it so that way it works in differently. Like purposely get it to suck in certain spots, but not pleat. So we'll use pins for this part. I probably should have put the piece on before sewing it to all this, but I knew it was kind of bigger than it's supposed to be.
Ripping is one thing I'm really good at because I have to do it so much.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Because everything else is cut to size. I'm actually going to, while it's connected here, actually we're just going to disconnect it and trim it. Disconnect the whole thing and trim it. I should have done that before the live. I think it's supposed to be 12 and a half inches or something like that. There's room on the sides for that. But these blocks came out bigger. And I figured I'd be able to work them in, but I guess you guys get to see the struggles of something not turning out the way you had hoped. And obviously today the seam ripper doesn't want to seam rip. Or it's me. You know, never know. It's probably a little bit of both. Seam ripper hates me. I can't do it correctly. I would pull the whole thing, but I can't because the whole thing is going to fall apart because it's little tiny pieces. And I don't want to rip the fabric either because I already started cutting down the scraps. You know. Tiny bit more to go. That last piece not coming off. All right. Due to oversizedness, we're going to cut 1/8 of an inch off. That's all it is 1/8 of an inch on both sides, which, you know, that really makes a difference. 12.5 right there. Throw that away. Now, lay this back on here. Oh, look at that. Perfect size. So when they tell you on a pattern to cut correctly. Even if you have to trim off a point of a star in your block, you need to. Because the forcefully, you know, doing things doesn't always work. I gotta pull these threads out though. Move that guy out of the way. And if we put the seam ripper away, we won't need it again, right? Is that the goal?
Yeah.
See?
Oh, Thumper's leaving.
Out of sight. Shouldn't need it no more.
Where's the boy going?
Come on, you dumb thread. I don't like threads sticking out of my seam. Scott and I both, he comes up and sees them and he'll pluck them at the long arm, but I like getting them beforehand so that those little tiny pieces are out of the way.
Okay, we're going to start this. So
All right, we're going to start the giveaway. Yeah. And it's exclamation mark, not the word explanation. It's just an exclamation mark and the word gift. GIFT. Explanation gift. All one thing, no spaces in between.
It's free shipping in the
And
US.
it's free shipping within the United States. If you're outside the United States and you win, you need to pay your shipping. So just remember that when entering.
You only have to type it once.
And you only have to type it once.
Everybody that types it 200 times is just missing the chat.
And the little thing will pop up and say, so-and-so you have entered. And it'll tag you, so it'll be red. All right, next. And then this row ends with the pinwheel, I think. All right, finger press that. Grab another one of
If they have any
these.
questions, wait till the chat.
Yeah, and if you have any questions at the moment, wait until the chat's done going super crazy with the giveaway.
Because I can't see them.
And again, like I said, if you're just joining, the giveaway is these lovely quilts that I made on Breakfast at Tiffany's. There's 2 of them, so 2 people will win these. And then there's 2 sets of 4 bowl cozies, Christmas themed. And then a set of 2 bowl cozies and a fabric that is Christmassy to make whatever you wish with. Mm-hmm. So there'll be 5 total winners today. We haven't done a giveaway in a long time, so it was about time we did one. And it usually happens at Christmas. Yep, you only need to type explanation gift once. Just one time. All right, I'm going to go press this row while the chat's still doing its thing. I got all these little threads poking through. My goodness. didn't get them good enough, but that's okay. Row 1 can, oh no, it can't stay over there because I gotta attach this to it now. Row 1 gets one of these. Let's see if my piecing was good because this was made to the size it says. I'm gonna lay it up to the top there, come all the way down to the bottom. Oh, I made it bigger. That's what it was. I didn't cut it down purposely. That's what it was. I knew I did something because I knew that it wasn't going to be perfect. I'm going to hang that off of there and leave it hanging off until I get the whole thing pieced. All right, so this row, I'm going to hold it up in 2 seconds and get it finished. That's the other borders that I did to the correct size. So here is row uno.
Should we move the Santa now?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I said I'm going to build it and then put it on the wall.
Okay. I'm just asking.
All right.
I moved it a while because I can't read the comments. So.
Row numero dos. And I will have to, I think, no, this row doesn't have them. The third row has the other mittens, which are bigger. Just remember that if you get the pattern, the mitten blocks are bigger than they're supposed to be. Not by much, literally just 1/4 of an inch, but still, that's something. Oh, this seems to be bigger than it's supposed to be too. Literally just barely anything. Just a tidbit. My 1/4 inch seam is not exact, I guess, for their pattern writing. I'm pretty sure 90% of the time I have a scant 1/4 inch going on. Which is a 1/4 inch, but slightly like 2 threads over some.
We need a little Christmas hat for Thumper.
Yeah, like he'd keep that on his head. Scott said we need a little Christmas hat for Thumper. I was like, yeah, like he'd keep that on his head. He would knock that off or go, you know, when you watch those videos of cats and people put clothes on him and the cat just falls over. Yeah, that's what Thumper, he does. He does not do clothing or anything. He doesn't even like when I put the toys on his head. Then he goes with this weird funny face. So you guys didn't get a chance to see this block. This is one of the ones I did off camera. Super cute. You'll get to see the whole thing. They also drew on everything with a black marker to match the pictures because those little tiny details were on the pattern picture, but not part of the pieces. And since I have fabric markers, why not draw? Oh, I think I did the snowman off camera too, honestly. And this and that I did all off camera. Those snowman block were little tiny pieces too. Come on, you dumb foot pedal. My little rubber thing that's supposed to stop it from slipping doesn't work anymore.
Did it ever work?
It worked in the beginning when I first got it, but not anymore.
Okay.
All right, let's check this one before I even try to sew it on. Oh, that one's exactly 12 1/2. Okay. Don't need to touch that one. Make sure the snowman's heads are being sewn on because that would flip it right side up. Okay, next piece. Oh, okay, so this is the last one for this border. I'm going to press it, and then this whole row I did off camera. Trying to press these without touching the applique much. Like I said, over it too many times and it'll come off. Put the side sashing piece on it and then I'll show you. And we're out of thread. I wasn't even paying attention to the sound on that. Shirt is making its way up again. We need the right color bobbin. I rolled like 12 a couple days ago. Do I have 12 left? No. I try to keep a bunch rolled because I go on live stream and I don't want to run out when I'm not on live. You know, I'll just roll if I need it again, but when I'm on live stream, I don't like to roll bobbins while we're live because it takes a minute. What level is the quilt I'm making? I would say this is an advanced quilter because of the tiny, tiny pieces. Yeah, this is definitely for more advanced if you've been sewing for, 4 or 5 years and you're like, okay, it's time for some tiny stuff, I mean, if you're a confident beginner and don't mind small pieces, but I hear all the time about the small pieces. The reason why people don't sew them is due to the fact that they're so tiny their fingers can't even hold them. And some of the pieces in here are 3/4 of an inch. So that means this little piece right here is only 1/4 of an inch showing because the piece was 3/4 of an inch. So that was all this was pieced off camera. The snowman and the tree. These, I added this. The pattern shows it a different way, but I put mine together like this and then put one of the leftover star pieces in the middle, which was cut from the center of another star somewhere on here. All right, so there's row 2. So row 3 now. Oh, there's pinwheels. I probably got to trim those.
What's the quilt size?
The quilt size is supposed to be, Scott will tell you in 2 seconds. Let's make sure this is 12.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm showing them the cover. They want to see the cover.
On the back side, I'll show you I'll tell you in a second. I think it's like 54 by something.
Can you say on the back of this top paper?
Yeah, it's right there underneath the papers. Literally pull it out just a smidgen and it's right. Nope, keep going. The next paper, next, that, yep, right there. It says 54.5 by 54.5.
Okay. So it's 54.5 by 54.5.
So yeah, 54.5 inch square. I'm pretty sure it's the reason why the person that sent it to me is because of the tiny pieces. I did this block off camera and I think it turned out cute. Trying to make sure everything is going right side up. When I flip it. All right, there's those. Okay, so I'm gonna trim those down.
You glue the little tiny pieces?
The little tiny pieces had glue on them. They have interfacing on them. The double-sided interfacing. I forgot the actual name for it. It's like paper on one side and then rough on the other side, and the paper side is what you draw your little design on.
It's not interfacing?
Well, it is interfacing. Everything with glue on it is interfacing in my handbook.
Is it Wonder Under?
Wonder Under, that stuff. Yep, that's one of the names. I don't know why I didn't trim these to size when I was making them, but you know, I did throw it all together real quick so that I can start on other stuff. Because I was a busy bee this week, and you'll find out Tuesday or something when I do a live stream. When I do a mail opening.
I told your camera's supposed to be here tomorrow for a second time
My
around.
second camera, the camera that was messed up in the first place, the second go around of getting one, because the first one got hot and we sent it back, is supposed to be here tomorrow or Tuesday. So hopefully, fingers crossed everybody, that it doesn't overheat. Because the second one in a row overheating, that's just nonsense. And the company should stop selling them.
Yeah.
Janet, the explanation gift is to enter the giveaway for these two. I didn't know you said anything. I just see. Oh, did I put those on wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. Whew. Almost thought it was upside down. Remember, we don't want that seam ripper because we can't see it. We can't see it. We don't need it. My machinist goes sewing. Do you see that or hear it? I mean, it's time for a super clean. Right. Oh, and I did put my pinwheels together wrong, so mine are different than the pattern. You know, but that's okay. Guess what? It's unique. It's me. It's different. All right, now to press. Ouch, that was a hot iron. It's Good thing you guys don't get to see those when I do that. Oh, see, there goes my applique.
You want me to turn the camera so they can
Nope.
see?
Look at that, the whole end. The whole tree just came up. I got to be very delicate with this then before it goes to the long arm. It means I'm not going to let it sit in the closet. I'll probably get it quilted this week.
Well, yes, you're the long armor.
Since I'm the long armor, I could do it whenever, even if I have jobs. All right, there's row 3, and my tree, this tree right here, has come up. It literally won't stay down now. It's like I told you, you can't keep heating them. It does not help anything. All right, those are borders now. Now to put these segments together.
You're tiffanizing it.
Yep. Yeah, I probably should have just brought the other Juki out, but there's so much stuff stacked on it, like I told you, that side of the room that you never see. That's a disaster. So, I didn't bring it out. I figured
Damon's on.
I can just go on the long arm. Damon's on. Hi, Damon.
Come into the giveaway for Santa.
Into the giveaway, Damon's. You can win a Santa quilt. That's if you want a Santa quilt or bow cozies. I mean, I don't know who's going to get what because we haven't called the names yet. So far, everything is the size it's supposed to be, except for the snowman or the hand thumb mittens blocks. Those are the only ones that were really off at all. My machine is sounding funny. Do you notice that? Kind of sounds a little funny.
The other day. I never noticed it.
No, it's making like a soft sound, and it's been ghost sewing a little bit. I definitely have to take the whole thing out and clean it like a good clean. Which I used to do with my old one all the time, but here I can't do anything in the summer. Okay, I gotta press this real quick and try not to touch that Christmas tree. Or the rest of the applique. You know how hard it is not to touch the applique when you're putting on these tiny little borders or sashing pieces. Okay. Oh, it's really good. Trying to keep all the seams the way that I have pressed them. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. Told you. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Exactly the right size. All right, while I'm right here, before I do anything else, I'm going to cut this excess off. Both of these. I'm going to go press this, and then we can start figuring out the borders. A little tiny imperfection going on right here. Much better. All right, so far, this is where we're at. Now, do I do the sides first or the top and bottom? I don't remember how I laid all this out. Let's see. Yep, sides first. That would be this one. Come on, seam, stay the way it's ironed. Thank you. This darn little needle plate always flips the seams. Kind of very annoying. Is there a kind of with a very annoying? Or could it just be very annoying? Kind of very annoying.
Very annoying or just regular annoying?
Well, there could be kind of annoying. There could be very annoying. There could be moderately annoying.
If it's kind of very annoying, it's regular annoying, isn't it?
Or just regular, yep. For me, it is kind of very. It's both. Are we at a bobbin already, or does this just grab? Oh, no, this is grabbing. Ooh, I was going to say, there's no way it ran out of bobbin that quick. All right, turn around. Yep, the quote will be for sale when it's done.
Because they're all saying it's so beautiful that they
Yep.
want it.
Yep, it would be for sale.
Don't just email us.
Yep, send an email. Which color ended up there? Okay. I think I did remember I made sure that these colors, when I pieced them, weren't landing on top of the same color when I go to add the next piece, you know? Because it said to just put them all together all willy-nilly. It didn't say order or anything, so... I mean, it doesn't say specifically willy-nilly, but you guys know that it really didn't matter. As long as it was pieced together. Stay flat, Mr. Seam. Today my fingers are so close to the needle trying to keep all these seams. And that net has made its way in here. It just flew in the bed of my sewing machine. The other day I was long arm quilting and there was another gnat. They just keep coming in because it's that time of year. And he was at the long arm while I was quilting and it literally flew. I could see it in my eyeball and then went into my nose. And I went like this and it landed on the edge of where I was quilting and I just smacked it and it fell to the floor and I could pick him up. He got deaded. Not supposed to bother me. I always tell Scott every time something like that happens, I'm like, how many times a year do we actually inhale or swallow bugs? Think about it. I mean, it probably happens
really
so often.
To hear about.
Oh, this piece was longer than it was supposed to be. Oh well, we'll trim it. Nobody's going to know. Except for all 500 bazillion people of you out there. Trim it off anyway. I don't care. All right, I'm going to press these. So cute. Almost makes me want to keep it myself. But I don't put up holiday stuff or winter themed stuff. I like my bright and shiny quilts. But I do like all the blues in this. But it's for sale. Like everything else. All right, now is when I need to pay attention to what side what goes on, because I made these. That one had that on the end. Let's see, what does this one have on the end? Dark blue and white. That one probably goes on this side. And then this one is on the end. Goes on this side.
Jumper's in again. Wow.
Yeah, he's like really adamant about being in and out today.
Yeah. It's like his third time.
Oh, this other Christmas tree is starting to lift because it's so close to the edge. Yep. This is what I'll load on the long arm tomorrow. I will find myself some backing fabric and load it up.
Tell them to email us if they buy
Yep.
anything.
Email us if you are interested in buying anything. Excuse me. I pre-warned y'all. By the way, all these seams are nesting up with seams that are in the top. And that's why I keep stopping, because it's hitting all these seams. And we want them to lay nicely. Turn it around. This side did not land on the seams properly, but you know, it probably was that almost scant 1/4 inch that I use. It makes a difference, but that's okay. This is kind of heavy with all these different applique pieces for such a small quilt. It's literally like trying to fall off the table every 2 seconds. It's got some weight to it. All right, so I will try to avoid all this because these appliques are starting to get coming up. Let's try to avoid them while I press as best as I can. Just stay on the border itself. Pressing from the back or pressing from the front, it's going to do the same thing with these glue-on applique. So either way, you're touching it still, heating it up. I just don't want the little tiny ones falling off and then me finding them on the floor because they're stuck to my sock, which has happened before. I have drug around pieces of fabric on my socks from appliquing stuff and it had glue on it. Scott's like, "What's this on your sock?" And he goes to pick it off and it's just a giant piece of whatever I was appliquing.
That has happened.
It has happened so many times. All right, here we're at this so far.
That looks really cool.
All right, now for...
Whoever buys it, it's going to be worth it.
Yep. All right, so I have my 4 corners. I don't remember what side is what, so I think these are the 2 short sides and these are the long sides. I did not cut anything to size because I'm never that great with this whole cutting to size bit. Did I do both of these or are these shorter? Let's see. They might all be the same length. Oh, they are because they're supposed to be 4 corners. That's right. I'm going to do it my way. Yep, they're all oversized. So I'm going to sew them on, cut to size, and then the top and bottom, I'll put my cornerstone on, and then sew it most of the way down, trim to size, and add the cornerstone. I do have a video of piecing a quilt that way. And you know what? It sits flat. Perfect. All right, so stay up here, Mr. Quilt. Seriously, broke thread all the way back. Wow. Strange. Maybe my machine is hurting like my stomach. It has feelings.
Yeah.
It has feelings. Where did that thing go? Because if I lose it again, it fell in the trash a couple days ago, and I was like, where is it? Where is it? And I looked down in the trash, and there it is. Like, man.
How'd your Grinch quilt turn out?
How'd my what quilt?
The Grinch quilt.
Oh, the Grinch quilt looks great. I just have to quilt it. I didn't get a chance to quilt it because I was doing other things this week, and I had a client quilts, and the client quilts always come first. So whether I want to load my own or not, I do my client stuff first. All right, so I'm gonna cut this border to size. Turn the whole thing, add another side.
As soon as the Grinch quilt gets quilted, you'll show it.
Yep, as soon as I quilt the Grinch quilt, I'll show you guys.
And it'll be for sale
It'll
too.
still be an after Christmas thing, but it'll get done eventually. I kind of am over 40 quilts again because, you know, I keep making them and making them. And if I didn't quilt these 2 Santa ones this week, then I would have 100% had way too many quilts hanging in the closet. Is he pestering you now?
Yeah.
That's probably why he keeps coming in here, yeah. He probably sees it. He's like, ooh, there's a bug. All right. I'm going to press these. Hopefully I won't touch the applique at all now because I'm even more further over. One border. Press number goes. And now to put everything on to size. So what I do is we're going to grab the piece and I'm going to grab a cornerstone. I shall sew on said cornerstone onto the corner or the edge. Wait, what side am I on? If this goes closest to the quilt, it would be on this side. Okay. Got to make sure I'm on the correct side when I sew it on. I'm going to press towards the border, or the cornerstone, sorry. Then grab my end, and I don't have the other one on yet. I'm literally going to line this up right here. Oh, nope, I got to press towards the border instead of that because that's where the way I press the thing. Either way. So I'm going to sew it on and I'm going to go 90% of the way to the other side. Oh man, more trees are coming up. It's the glitter fabric on the trees is the ones that aren't sticking very well. Darn that glitter fabric. That's what I got to say. Getting close. A little bit more. All right. So I'm this far away. If you guys have never done this before, but you're adding 4 corners and you don't really want to get up, you know what I mean? You come mostly to the edge. Notice they weren't even the same size anyway. Mostly to the edge. I'm going to take the piece that I'm leaving hanging. I'm going to smooth it out. And then I'm going to fold it on top of itself, but oops, what's that second number one? A 1/4 inch beyond this border right here. So this is the border line that I'm looking for. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch beyond that. And you can tell just by folding it that it's landing even with this border underneath. So I'm going to go a 1/4 inch beyond. Make sure everything's nice and flat. It's flat, 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 flat. And cut it right here in its place. Grab that cornerstone. It's still hanging. Remember, I only sewed 90% of the way.
Why don't you just measure?
I don't want to measure. I don't like to measure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to measure. The book actually says in the pattern, but I didn't want to do that. I'm going to press it towards the border. And now it's sitting pressed towards the border. Oops. Grab the whole thing. Nice and equal. No measuring needed. This is the lazy don't get up way. No need to pull out anything to measure with. Just do it this way. For me, I've never had a problem doing this. I do quilt my own quilts, so if I have any imperfections along the way, I do it myself. And a lot of you out there have bought my quilts that are probably super imperfect, and guess what? I didn't even know it. Unless I said it on the video. Oh, so there, you can see. It is attached where it's supposed to be, and it landed perfectly. If I would have measured, I would have measured it, and the fabric shifts, and all of my cuts would have just got messed up. So, you know, it's better if I don't. Just do my thing. Okay, that's going to go on there. So we're going to put one of these on here.
Well, you measured when you did the one Santa one, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
so
I measured when I did
without.
the Santa thing, yeah, and I had to do the other one without because it was wrong. Can't always trust the instructions. All right, so I'm going to add this up here and then sew 90% of the way down. I'm not tugging or pulling on anything, so it should be, you know, pretty accurate. No matter how I do it. Am I 90% of the way there? Just a tiny bit more. There we go. Break thread. Smooth it out. Oops, let's trim that nice and straight right there. Smooth it out and then fold it to that border, but a 1/4 inch beyond it. And I can see my line right there. Everything's nice and straight. Get those scissors in there and make the cut. Take it, add the cornerstone. Press towards the border. And continue my sewing.
That gave you $28.
Thank you, Pat. That was nice of you. So sweet. All right, I'm going to press it. We'll take this down and I will put this up so that way I stop touching all this applique because I feel like it's just starting to all come off now. It definitely needs to go beyond the long arm and be quilted as soon as possible. I might even just leave it on the wall until it's quilted. Whatever day I can do it, hopefully tomorrow. We'll see though.
People already want to buy it, so yeah. We'll see when it gets done though. They may change it.
Okay, turn it around. I think it looks adorable. I'm not into stuff like this, you guys know. Honestly, I could care less about themed, like holiday stuff, you know. This is not my usual, but I do it anyway because you guys like to see it. But when it comes to me buying fabric for something, I never would buy the stuff for this. I would have never bought this kit. This is not something I do. But you guys love it, so I complete it. All right, let's pop this beast down.
Our lovely Norelco iron is over that pretty good.
All right, you can take that for now.
I'll take this one and you take this.
Very carefully.
Actually, you got to turn around the other way.
I'm gonna smooth it out. On the wall. Very carefully, like though, because of the applique pieces. They're starting to find their way off.
You could go that way.
I'm gonna pull the whatchamacallit down.
Oh, stocking?
Yeah, the stockings.
Oh.
Thumper can get moved over, and the stockings can get moved for a moment. And then it could get hung straight because it was very crooked. Oops, the tree. There we go. Hang it straight. There we go. Smoothed out enough for now. And there it is. Scott will bring the camera up close to it, and then I think I'm gonna go to the other room and see what I can use as a backing fabric for it. Stay on the wall. It's heavy, so it's wanting to fall.
Yeah, one of us can take
We want like a bluish color. Bluish color. We can go on the back of that. Let me see how much yardage I need because this would be perfect right here. I have 1.35 yards of this. I have this fabric.
Oh, with the snowman, that looks so cool.
Since it's directional and this is directional, let's see how much yardage I need. Sorry for the camera motion, guys. All right, I am going to put that down. We're going to go over to the quilting calculator. We're going to see in a calculateness of how much backing fabric, because if I have to piece it, I will piece, more to it. Put that this is 42 inch. The quilt is 54. Oh, I can't do 0.5. So we're going to put 55 by 55, which is probably what it is. We're going to put 3 inches over because I'm taking it to my own long arm. We'll measure real quick. He's showing the pattern again. Yep, it is 54.5, like it said. I didn't mess that up. Oh, wow. It says I need 3.5 yards. So I have 1 yard and 35 inches here.
You better go look and see what else you got.
We're going to go see what else I got. I want to see now. Let's see. What did I say? 3.5 yards?
Yes.
I need 3.5 yards. 3.5 yards. You guys can just stare at the quilt while I look for 3.5 yards or something.
Can you do a mixture?
I can.
It says 1 and 8. How much is on that one?
That one has almost 2 yards.
Maybe one of these that would match Santa's better.
Yeah, but it's almost the same color blue, so it'll look weird next to each other.
The snowman.
Or, let's see.
Well, we're trying to keep with the Christmas theme and use some of these.
I don't have any Christmas themes in here. Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, that one definitely doesn't.
Hold on.
You don't think one of these would look good?
I have this dark blue that's 16 inches by 100 inches. No, this don't look good together.
Oh, you're being.
That doesn't look good together, and that doesn't look good together.
Okay, maybe you're right.
But this, if I did that with that on the sides, I can do that. Oh no, 50 and 50 is 100, so I wouldn't be able to. Because that's only 16 by 100. I'm going to go back and look some more. 3.5 yards. And I can't bring you guys in here because this room is the biggest disaster ever in the whole wide world. Oh, you know what? I do have this. This might look cool. This was a 4th of July print, but it's stitch themed.
Oh, that is a cool.
And I have 4 yards of it. Okay. Just because it has fireworks, but it's needle and thread, I think this would look cool on the back of that. Oh, yeah. Look, it's the right kind of blue, even. I think I'm going to go with this because I have 4 yards of it. It doesn't have to be Christmas, but it's the back, It's going to go on the wall anyway. That's what I'm going to do is this. Man, I have an hour. You know what we could do? I could load it on the long arm and get started on it.
A lot of them were saying that to do a video tomorrow to show them long arm. Do long arm.
Yeah, but I have a whole hour left. I can get it ready, yeah.
So I was saying, just do it now.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to make some backing fabric. All right, which way? We're going to do top and bottom. I need
I'll take those.
the ironing board so that I can open this up to 58 inches and then cut 2 58-inch pieces.
Okay. You got the ironing board. You want the iron off of it? Is the sashing pieced or is it?
It's pieced. Nope, it's a piece. It's a striped fabric with a polka dot in the middle. Scissors and measuring thingamabobber.
Why don't you use a real big measure?
Because I'm just going to right here. Oops.
Oh, look at that. Oops. You want me to hold it?
Nope.
I can hold it.
Lay this on top of here. Move that out of the way. Yep. So I can put the rest of this back in my red, white, and blue, you know, because there'll still be half a yard left. Well, actually, probably less. But
They can have winter on the front and fireworks on the back.
yeah, winter on the front, fireworks on the back. That's perfect. Like I said, it doesn't have to, you know, it's an overall print, so it doesn't really have to be winter. And who, you know what? People light fireworks off in the winter here all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So we even have a fireworks show.
festival
Yep.
in the middle of the winter here.
Yep, we have a firework festival. It's pretty awesome when it happens.
Well, it's one of the biggest in the U.S.
Yeah, one of the biggest. It's called Winterfest, and they blow off all sorts of stuff out in the middle of nowhere. People go to it. All right, so I'm going to take, for my backing fabric here, I'm going to take the selvage end of this and the selvage end of this. And I am going to hook them together like this, all the way down.
Damon gives you $5. Why?
I have no idea.
Well, tell Damon he doesn't have to give
Yeah,
us money.
Damon, you don't have to give money. My kid is giving me money on YouTube. How weird is that?
Yeah.
All right, I need a chair to sit my booty down on so that I can sew this. So I leave the selvage on at first, but I'd never load the selvage on the long arm, ever. I cut it off, but at first I leave it because it's my line for sewing it. So I line it up right here. Oh, stupid thing, stay right there. And I keep it together at the selvages, following the line on my thing so it stays straight on my needle plate. I'm on the farthest over line, which I don't even know what number that is. I'll at least get the long arm loaded, but I probably won't start quilting it.
You'll get it started. You got an hour.
Because we still have to see if we have a batting piece that's big enough in here. If not, I can show you guys how I piece batting.
That's a good thing, actually. Yeah. I don't know if you showed that on video, have you?
I'm pretty sure I've showed it on video, but I'm not 100% on that. So after I sew it and I have nice and straight, what I do is get rid of all this off my table because it's in my way. And I take and lay it on my table, opening it all up, and I'm going to cut the selvage off a little bit more than 1/4 inch away from my stitch line. Just a little bit, not too much. And cut the selvage off. And then I'm going to iron it by opening the seam. Oh, can you turn the iron back on? This is how I make backing fabric. And I didn't need to match up any designs, or else I would have if it would have been something to match up. If I would have used the snowman, I would have matched it, you know. But there wasn't enough of it. Then he'll turn the camera so that you guys can watch me.
I'm trying to find the page where it tells how much time's left.
Oh, did I break a nail? Oh, man.
It happened.
Can you turn the camera?
Oh,
All right. Then I put this whole entire thing on the ironing board. And I prefer not to have a lump on the back of the quilt, so I press the seam open. So I find the whole seam, and since I made it bigger than 1/4 of an inch, my finger fits opening it a lot easier than a 1/4 inch seam would open. It's such a pretty blue. And then while I'm here, because this fabric has been on the shelf for a while, I'm going to iron out these wrinkles before it goes to the long arm. It's not going to take much, just a little bit.
we could spray it on long arm too when we roll it. If you want.
No, I'm just going to do it right here, since I'm right here. And then we're going to look underneath the ironing board to see if we have batting big enough or if we're going to have to piece it.
How big of a piece do we need?
At least 56 or 57 inches by 56 or 57 inches. This one
It's
is.
supposed to be 54 by 54 now.
Yep, it is 54.5 by 54.5. It came out exactly like it said.
Okay. So yeah, you
And I cut my backing to be 60 inches. Probably like 61, honestly. It's almost as big as the ironing board, which is 64 inches. Press these wrinkles out on this side. And if you were to not be long arming, this is exactly what you'd still be doing. Getting your backing prepared.
How much beyond the quilt top are you allowing?
I am allowing, well, if it's 54 and I have 60 inches, then I have what?
6 inches.
6 inches total, so that's 3 inches on both sides.
How long
Enough for my clamps.
have you
Huh?
been sewing? How long have you been sewing?
I have been sewing for over 10 years now. Quilting on a long arm for 9. I gave up my motorcycle for a long arm.
You
And
give it up,
sewing
you couldn't ride
machines.
it.
I couldn't ride it anymore, but, you know,
Really giving it up.
wasn't really total giving it up, but I couldn't ride anymore. I went from riding crotch rockets is what they're called, not Harley type motorcycles, but crotch rockets. I rode those, and now I'm a quilter. I mean, it makes no sense, but you know. All right, I'm going to set this aside. I try not to wrinkle it much, so I just nicely, you know, pick it up and set it on the table for a second. And we're going to go under here and see what we got. I got a big piece. Okay, I got a 40 by 89. We mark them. By the way, if you guys didn't know this, no, because I might need it for piecing. If you didn't know this, every big chunk that's left over from people's quilts that I long arm,
That is so close.
I got a 42 by 78 inch piece, so we marked it. So that way, when I say I got a 40 by 89, if I have to put them together, you know what I mean, then both of these together, one trimmed, are going to be 80 by pretty much almost 80, 78 inches, you know? All right, here is a 40 by 45. I'm wondering what this chunk is. I just pulled this one off from yesterday's projects. Yeah, this, it'll be wide enough, but it's
You
not
want me
going
to get under
I
there
mean,
and pull
long
them out
enough.
or look at them?
Nope, we're going to attach this to the 4278 one.
Okay.
All right, so this is how this works. I'm going to take my little piece off of here, throw that in the trash because I don't need it. We just mark them so that we know. You never know if I have a piece of batting big enough and I don't want to have to go out in the garage and cut new pieces. All right, so this is how this works. I'm going to take this backing fabric and move it. Yep, we're going to take this over to the cutting mat real quick. Yep. I'm going to fold it as straight as I possibly can. A lot of people do that curved cut, but when I'm using the batting tape, I do not. So I'm just going to, I need one straight edge of it. I'm going to grab this and cut one straight edge. I'm doing the same thing I'd do if I had fabric here. Oops, come on, right there. That end didn't cut off. Once I know that edge is straight, I'm going to lay this on the ironing board. Now remember, I just did this in my long arm video. One side is smooth, the other side is pokey. I'm going to go put it over there on the ironing board, pokey side down. Move the iron out of the way for a moment, and then straighten this over here. No, not yet, because I got to cut the next piece, a nice straight line. I'm just straightening it out on the ironing board momentarily. Move the iron though for a second.
Do they make cooling fabric that you can quilt with?
Make what fabric?
Cooling fabric.
Cooling.
Cooler, you know how they.
Oh yeah, they probably do.
We just don't know about it.
We just don't know about it, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna fold this one exactly the same. And then cut it. Both sides of this one are wonky, so I'll go with the more straighter side. Line it up right here. Smooth it out, and then make a nice straight line. Same as I did on the other one. And now he can turn the camera back to the ironing board. I'm going to again put this pokey side down so that both my pieces, because this is the same batting, same brand, I'm going to put it pokey side down. I'm going to put both those straight edges next to each other, butting them right up. Smooth it out. They should be nice and no gaps. And then I'm going to go into my drawer and grab out Easy Heat and Bond Easy Seam Tape. I get the 1.5 inch. Just so you know. Plop this out. And they do sell, if you use black batting a lot, the Heat and Press, they do make the black version. I just used it the other day for black quilt batting. And then I'm going to take this, and this works on 80/20 as well. This is 100% cotton, but this also works on 80/20. I do not recommend putting an iron, even with a pressing cloth, on 100% polyester batting. And the reason for that is because you're going to smush it, and then you'll have no loft at all. So I'm going to put the tape, smooth it out on here. Put that end up right there. A little bit better, and I'm just going to let it sit right there, and then I'm going to take my iron and dab it down. A lot of places should have batting tape. I'm not exactly sure who, but they should. I didn't think I stayed on this end long enough. Yep. All right, and I'm going to very carefully pull this way now. I'm just going to kind of fold this up, pull the whole thing until those ends are over here. I did leave it open so it, still staying flat. No, this is the 1.5 inch. And then smooth these together, butting them up. Put the tape on the rest of the way. Find myself some scissors real quick. Cut it off. And then iron it on the rest of the way. Now, if you find that your 1.5 inch seam tape shrunk a lot, you left your iron on too long, because it will shrivel if you leave your iron on too long. It only needs a couple of seconds. Like literally, you see me just picking up and going, or else it shrinks it. Now that I've made a giant enough piece, I'm going to go ahead, turn the whole thing, because I think this side, this way, is the shorter width. I'm going to do this before I go to the long arm purposely, because I end up cutting off a whole heck of a lot. So I'm going to lay this on here. See that I'm pulling and tugging? It's not coming apart. This is pretty good tape. We're going to take the quilt top. I normally do it on the floor in the living room, but my stomach hurts, so I don't want to do it right now.
Well, let me do it then.
I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to lay this on here, and I'm going to cut off all that excess because I don't need it.
Okay, I could have done that on the floor. That way it would have been easier.
That seems good right there. Now, oops, nope, it's not. It needs to go over just a smidgen. And I'm ripping that nail more.
Cotton and polyester.
This is cotton fabric, cotton batting, not polyester. Cotton batting is usually white or a cream color, or unbleached is the cream color, and you can see all the little black things in it from the batting, the you know, the dirtiness of it. I've had twigs in mine before. That we bought the unbleached kind. Oh yeah, the polyester is thick and puffy. Stay, you dumb thing. So the quilt top stuck itself to the batting, so I know I have plenty of space here. Now I'm just gonna get rid of some of it real quick while I'm here. I'm gonna leave about 3 inches for shifting purposes. Really don't need that much, but.
Is that why the tape won't stick if you iron instead of press on it?
If you iron it, like, do not do this for the tape. It'll roll. You just place the iron down on it, and if you need to, because some battings have scrim in them and they stick to irons, then use a pressing cloth. Take a piece of cloth, place it down on top of it, and then go. And then you can iron however you want to, but no, press the tape. Pick it up and press. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cut about 3 inches just to get that excess off of there, because we don't need it hanging off on my long arm. And if you were putting this on the floor and basting it, this is exactly the same thing you would do. I'm just doing it in advance in here because I don't want to crawl around on the floor, although I have a husband that will. Huh? Yeah. This side, big enough for a dresser runner, maybe, not a table runner. The other piece is big enough for a table runner.
What you saying if we're keeping them if they go in the garage?
Oh, no, I will take these. Okay, so see this? If I straighten both the edges on this piece now, straighten this edge and straighten that edge, cut this in half exactly, and then place this piece right here. Now I have a square for a wall hanging. See where it goes? That's why I swear by this stuff now. At first I used to sew all this. I just need this now. So I glue it, and I can make whatever size, you know, and then I'll save the big square for a wall hanging. You get where I'm going? So I don't really throw this away unless there's less than 10 inches. 10 inches or bigger is what I keep. Anything under, there's no sense in keeping. So this piece I will keep, and it'll go under the long arm. Same with the bottom that I cut off. This one is wide enough. All right, here's one piece, so I can cut that off and add that to the bottom of this one, because I still have my straight edge somewhere. No, this one doesn't have the straight edge. The side had the straight edge. But either way, two of these together is a rectangular wall hanging size. You know what I mean? Just flip it over and bam. So I'll save this. I won't throw it away. It's too much of a waste if I did. And that is why there is a disaster under my ironing board. All right, let's go out to the long arm real quick, and then I'll get this loaded, but I'm not going to quilt it, and then we'll call some winners. So let's just take it out there. Scott's going to take the camera. The camera is moving for those of you who have issues. Yeah, it's dark out there, by the way. All right, if you haven't watched my long arm video, this is a long arm. It's technically a long arm quilting machine, but I just call it a long arm. I never add the quilting machine part to things. No sense in saying all those words. It just means that the machine has a long arm. That's it. And it's as long as my arm. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and load this. If you need more detailed loading, you need to unplug the iron. Then I literally just uploaded a video the other day. If you need more details on this whole process. Nope. And I said this in that video as well, but I'll say it now. I do not let my seam run vertical. So if I had a quilt that the back was a vertical seam, I'll load the quilt sideways. Like if it was directional, and it had a vertical seam, I'm going to load it sideways. Why? Because I don't like vertical seams. They create like this bump in the center, and then the two sides sag. And when you go to quilt over it, it's tight at the bump, and it'll literally quilt the bump in. So I load the selvage at the top and at the bottom. And Scott usually helps. You could have kept it. I'm blocking it completely. You could have kept it over that way. Camera's going to move real quick.
Where do you want it then?
Just straight over there, staring at us. I use red snappers. It takes the stress out of things. Literally.
Hold on there, Cletus.
And then he'll roll it, and I'll smooth it out.
There we go. Now we're good.
I like my backing fabrics to be tight. On the bar, at least. I don't like any sagging, and I definitely don't want wrinkles because sometimes a backing will sit on the frame for like 5 or 6 days, and then it'll get more wrinkles because it was rolled up with wrinkles. We don't want that. So you can see my seam will run with it. So my seam runs along it. It's not very straight, but who cares? I just didn't load it straight. It's fine to have a little bit of a sidewaysness to your backing fabric because you'll have a... Oh yeah, it's flat. It is. All right, now I'm going to go to the back, create a burrito, and literally this goes so fast. This is probably the fastest step to the whole process is putting this on here. Okay, it doesn't need adjusting. That's good.
Good right there?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Good on the first try.
See? Your husband knows what he's doing. Once in a blue moon. Not all.
I also take the time when I'm at this step to pull any loose threads that, the room, we all have them. Our rooms are covered in thread. So I take the time to pull all the loose threads from in between the batting and backing so that anything that was on this backing, I will pull it off. I also should probably on the top too or on the batting because of the white fabric.
Oh, do that. You stop. You pinch my fingers.
And stop.
Okay.
Move the bar. I do not use the quilt top bar, so that's what he's going to pick up and put on the ground right now. And now I'm going to knock the quilt top off the batting and put the batting on here. Pokey side down. And yes, it's going to have that bump at the top because it's a jagged cut. Yep. I never cut the top off, which is fine. And now carefully the quilt top. Let's make sure there's no threads that are dark. I'm going to pull those off because they'll stick through the white parts on the quilt top.
But you've got a cool tool to pull them out.
But I do use the smallest. Hold that for 2 seconds. Let's see this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the smallest crochet hook in the world. It's the tiniest little thing, and I can stick it in the top, pull out the thread, and I don't make a mess. It takes those dark threads out. There's only a few fabrics I've come across now that I couldn't poke through with that, but 90% of everything I can poke through and grab the thread that gets underneath. About right there.
You got tons of backing.
Yeah, go that way a little then, because I have about 3 inches on each side.
Is that high enough?
Ooh, that applique is coming off too, right there, the beak.
My side's too high. Is that good?
It's perfect. Thank you.
I got poked by an antler.
Yep. Oh, can we? Never mind. I'll do it.
No.
I got it right there. Stop. Move.
Why'd you pull it?
Because it was on the edge.
Oh.
And it's going to shift, like always. There we go. So there it's on there. Before I do anything, I'm just going to baste it on here, and then we'll go back to the room, just so that you guys can see that step. Get it basted at least. I am not a computerized machine, so when I do go to quilt this, it'll all be free motion. Probably just going to use white thread on everything. That's what's in here right now. I got to wait for the screen to turn on. And I also got to grab my lock, my channel lock, to keep my machine going straight. All right, so I'm gonna lock the wheel in place and then go straight. I do not put the side clamps on until after this is basted. So I go across the top first, and then I do one side and then the other side. I am adjusting the quilt as I go. Hopefully you guys are all still watching that entered, because you're going to have to be present so we know you're here, so that we know whatever when we go to call names for the giveaway. Make sure everybody that entered is here. I'll take this off and lose my ears. Just adjust it a little bit. Base down on this side. Unhook it. My machine only beeps when I go too fast when the stitch regulator is on. It doesn't beep any other time. All right. Do this side, and then I do use 2 different colors, especially if my tension is going really, really good. I will use 2 different colors, but for this quilt, I am, because it's applique and I'm doing the applique while it's on the machine, I am going to stitch with the same color on the top as I am on the bottom. And the reason for that is because when I go around the bird, On the back side, you're going to see the bird with the white thread. When I go around the snowmen, even their arms and their buttons and everything, all the applique pieces, from the back side, you're going to see all that detail. So I will 100% be using the same color white on top and bottom. All right, I'm done with that. Let's go back to the room. Oh, side clamps. Let me put these on before I forget, because I'll come out here tomorrow and I'll be like, what the heck am I doing? I do not put my side clamps on my batting, only on my backing fabric. I've seen a lot of people put it on the batting. I don't want to stretch the batting. I want it to stay loose. I just want the back to be a little tight. Not a lot, just a little. But I have quilted a whole quilt without side clamps before, because I forgot all about it when I started and I wanted it to stay the same tension throughout. So I just left the side clamps off the whole quilt. All right, so there it is. Next time you see this, it will be done. We're going to go back to the room now. Yep, it will be done and for sale. Scott will move the camera. Oh, never mind. All right, I will move the camera. It's moving now.
Prevent it to clump up?
What prevented the clump up?
I guess put it inside.
Oh, it prevents pleats. It prevents the back from getting pleats, because you can get pleats in the back of your quilt. All right. I'm going to throw over the stuff for the giveaway now. Got 1 quilt, 2 quilts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 bulk cozies, set of 2 for 4, and then a set with 2 and some Christmas fabric.
$7,500 good for a 10-year-old long arm.
$7,500 good for a 10-year-old long arm, I guess. If it comes with a computerized system built onto it, then yes. It all depends on the brand too. If it's a Gamble, then yeah, that's a good price with a computerized system, because Gambles are $20,000. If it's an AccuQuilt, then yeah, that's a good price, because those are $26,000. If it's an Innova, those are even more outrageously expensive, because the newer Innova machines also do embroidery on the long arm. Like, seriously, it's amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right.
Are you going to do a video of long arming it?
I can film it tomorrow. I'm not going to film the whole thing, though, because nobody ever watches my long arm videos. They are seldomly watched. I'm just going to hang these for now. Doesn't mean that person is winning this specific one. Whoever I, call the name of. All right. Yep. Well, no, it's going to start with these first. Okay. It's going to be get what you get. So we have bowl cozies. Okay. Sets of 4. There's 4 here of this. And then this one will have 2 and a whole thing of Christmas fabric. There's a lot here. It's Christmas fabric. And then the second quilt is the one with the black around the side, but it's the same center and first border and stuff. So it's going to be, I'm going to send it out. So we're going to call 5 names, and those 5 names you're going to get whatever we send you. You're going to be surprised. You're going to open your package. Oh, I got the quilt. You know what I mean? That's the best way to open for Christmas, right? All right. All right, mister. Everybody entered? Enter now or forever hold your peace.
How do you tell?
Yep, we're going to give it to me.
I know how to pick a winner. I'm saying, how do you tell? Normally it has a countdown on how much time is left. How do you tell that? Where's that page at? Any other time it does that? Yeah, I already went there.
Where's the people that are entered right now? Is that this one?
No.
Where's it at?
Those are the winners of our last one.
I don't know how to do this again. We've already forgot.
You're under the giveaway.
How do we see it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get. We already started it. You can hit start giveaway again, I guess, but we already started it. Go to all. You're at merchandise.
Now I forgot how to use this, guys. Sorry, 2 seconds. Should have been right here on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. It's normally right there when you hit the start giveaway. Hit the start giveaway.
It's already on there.
Yeah, see, giveaway started. Now click on that.
Nope, it didn't work. Hold on 2 seconds, guys.
No, that's to add a new giveaway. We don't want to make a new one. I think do you have to wait till it's done?
I don't have to wait till it's done. You're supposed to be able to call names.
I know. I'm just saying.
Get off of that screen, please.
Everybody's re-entering. You only enter once, people.
Yeah, hold on, guys. It just hit that. It just, whatever. It should be right here, but I don't know why it's not. Events. We can't learn this stuff unless you're on. It doesn't even let you click on it unless it's running. Oh, let's see. Here we go.
No, that's who donated money.
Donated. Recent. Polls. Pause alerts. Go to giveaway. Give me 2 seconds. We're not computer friendly. Word, paragraph, zips.
Oh, there again. It has to be somewhere under here.
Ah, here we go. All right. As soon as I press stop, close entries. Here we go.
Now.
Pick winner.
Okay.
And if you're here, please say that you are here.
So I can write it down.
He's taking it as long as he knows to press. I don't even know how we found that screen. I don't remember.
Okay, Ollie Gramps.
Old Gramps, 53.
Gramps.
Old Gramps, 53. Are you here? You have won a prize. Don't know what. It's going to be a surprise. All right. Next. Oh, send an email to tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com to let us know your address. And remember, if you're outside of the U.S., you got to pay your shipping.
Yeah, only free shipping
All right.
in the U.S.
The next person is Connie King. Connie King, are you here?
Yeah, type in our...
Connie King, congratulations. Connie King.
Connie King's there.
Remember to send an email to tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com. It says it in the chat. All right, who else we got?
Emma Gifford.
Where are we at? Emma Gifford. Emma Gifford, you have won one of these gifts. It will be a surprise when it comes to you. Are you here?
I don't want people fighting over it.
Emma Gifford. Nobody's fighting over what they want. They're just going to get what they get. We like to put them in packages and then mix them all up and then put the tag on it to who it's going to. That's how we do that. Eleanor Fitzsimmons. Eleanor Fitzsimmons, you have won. Are you here? Let us know in the chat. All right, that's 4. One more. He's still writing to make sure. Don't forget to send us an email and let us know your address.
Last one is Cat Lady Who Sews.
Last one is Cat Lady Who Sews. Cat Lady Who Sews, are you here? Congratulations, you have won one of these 5 prizes. And the prizes are, be surprised when you get it. Because it's my Merry Christmas to you. Although you're not going to get it for Christmas. You're going to get it after Christmas.
Yeah.
Unless you're a local here in the area or in like California, you'll probably get it before Christmas for California. You'll probably get it like Wednesday morning. Alrighty. Congratulations, everybody. Lovely Christmas gifts are going out. And that's just going to be what it is. So, congratulations and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or Happy Hanukkah or Happy whatever Happy happiness you celebrate.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. That covers all the holidays.
Yep,
Just say
Merry
Happy
Christmas
Holidays.
and Happy Holidays. And then tomorrow, if I get a chance to start recording, I'll start recording on long arming that quilt. So, but like I said, the only select few people like to watch those being quilted. Alrighty. Anyways, make sure you guys email Sky. If you email him tonight, the sooner you email, the faster things get packaged and sent off.
Going to
We're
post
doing
office
one
on
trip
Tuesday.
on Tuesday, he said.
So you have all day tomorrow.
You have
If I
all
don't
day
hear from
tomorrow.
you by then you're not getting it for a
Yeah,
while.
if you don't email, then you're not getting it till after Christmas, way after Christmas. We'll be busy. All right, guys, any questions or anything while I am still here? Because I'm going to get off of here and go deal with my stomach ache by taking a bunch of Pepto. Because it's still there.
Any questions that were missed while
Yeah,
I was
any
there.
questions while I was loading the long arm that we missed or anything? I don't see any. I just see a bunch
Give
of
'em a
Merry
moment.
Christmases.
I can't see anything. It's going so fast.
All right.
Nope, we called 5.
Nope, we call 5 names. 5 names. What are the names?
Old Gramps, Connie King, Emma Gifford, Eleanor.
Old Gramps 53, which I don't know what the whole name is because we can't see. Connie King, Emma Gifford, Eleanor Fitzsimmons, and Cat Lady Who Sews. Those were the 5 winners who will get something random of these 5 gifts. All righty.
Questions?
Any questions? I don't see any. So I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you guys all for hanging out. And if I don't see you until Christmas, then have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all those things. And if not, you'll see me on a live stream for mail opening one of these days before Christmas. And then I'll see you next Sunday for I don't know what, because I have nothing planned. Anyways, thank you, everybody, and see you next time. Bye.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.